Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn, and I hire an energy vampire. But also, they're a literal vampire. And suddenly, my team is spending all their time sharpening wooden stakes and buying bulk silver and rehearsing ancient chants, and then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant takes insights from over 1 billion professionals to create a short list of the best fits for you. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
The More Money Show with Steve Moore on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Welcome back, folks. This is the More Money Show. This is Steve Moore. I am in the Cannon House office building on Capitol Hill in the big caucus room. And if you hear a lot of background noise, that's because this is a big session by the Republican Study Committee with some of the best members of Congress who are going down Radio Row. And so I'm very happy to have Austin Scott from the great state of Georgia. And the first question I have for you, Congressman Scott, is will Georgia win the national championship again this year?
Absolutely. The Georgia Bulldogs are the national champions. Every now and then we loan the trophy to another team just because we don't want to be greedy about it. But
it's a good team this year.
It's a good team with a great coach. And
are you a Bulldog?
I am a Bulldog. I majored in risk management and insurance.
You going to beat Alabama?
We beat Alabama every year. It's just sometimes they get an extra point or two on us. But Alabama's a great team. And
can I ask you a serious question about? I love college football. I'm an Illini. I went to the University of Illinois. We're not quite as good as Georgia, but I don't think we played Georgia anytime in the recent years. But what do you make of the whole what's happening with college football and the NIL and this year was a spectacular season. So many great games, but. Some of these players are making more money playing college football than they would in the pros.
They are, and I think it's done away with a lot of the team camaraderie, if you will. And so I'm very worried about the team aspect of things. And I can tell you, Stephen, when I was coming along through high school and all, I snapped punts. So the position I played was one of those positions where you wouldn't have gotten anything. You would have been eating at the buffet if the school provided one. And obviously, if you have a great kicker, they might be getting millions of dollars. You got to believe there's certain resentments and other things that come into play there. I just believe in the team aspect of things. I don't begrudge the players.
Well, they're not. Some of them are not really student athletes anymore. They're more like professional athletes.
When we got a piece of legislation coming to the floor this week, the SCORE Act.
I like that bill.
I have
what
something.
Do you think? It's better than the Democrat bill.
It is, and so I'll tell you a free market principle that's in it that I don't like is they're saying, well, their agent can only make 5%. I don't know any agents. I don't know anybody who has an NIL contract. But do we really want to start saying that an adult?
It's like a price control.
Yeah, I mean, do we really want to start saying that?
I just don't want to see the players unionized. And I don't want to see lawsuits, legal abuses of the system.
I don't either. I have thought for a long.
I talked to your colleague Steve Scalise, as you know, he's he kind of talked me into it. But I agree there are some problems with it. But I looked at the Democrat bill. Yeah, that's a horrible bill.
Ours is much better.
Yeah, but it could be improved.
I do not believe, and one of my concerns is, and I do, we'll try to pass it this week. I'm going to vote for the rule. I still have some reservations about the legislation, but it's better than nothing. I don't think that the piece of legislation as it's drafted is going to solve all of the problems.
No, it will not.
Nor am I someone who believes that a federal piece of legislation can solve all of the problems.
So that's probably true.
But it does bother me that the team aspect, and you look back at the greatest coaches. The coaches will now tell you that players are coming to them with demands, and the demands are revolving in some cases around money. and not around the team.
Yeah, no, I agree, and that's
so,
the one. But it's a great product. I love college football, and it is. I want to see it continue. I just wish well, I'm a Big Ten guy. You're an SEC guy.
That's right.
That's a great rivalry.
Do y'all play football in the Big Ten?
Pardon me?
Do y'all play football in the Big Ten?
I was a little too small to play football, but I love football, and I love the product. Okay, so let us talk about first of all, how many years have you been? I'm talking to Austin Scott from the
So I've been here for 15 years.
15. You've been here a while.
I have. Full disclosure.
So what is the thing that has most frustrated you about being in Congress?
The polarization.
Yeah. It's never been so. I've been in this town 30 years. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah. It's more polarized now than.
Do you even talk to Democrats anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you'd be surprised. I mean, there's, some of my best friends are Democrats. I would, if I'm going to go get a beer with somebody, I'd rather it be somebody that I trusted than somebody that I necessarily agreed with. So the thing that the American citizens don't see and people outside don't see is that, I mean, there are people that I vote with 100% of the time almost that I don't necessarily like or consider friends or trust to say something around them. And there are people that I vote with virtually 0% of the time that I have a tremendous amount of respect for, that I enjoy having dinner with, and our wives are friends.
How well have you gotten to know President Trump?
Not very well. I respect him. I think he's taken on tremendous issues that.
Does he come to your caucus very often, or?
I wish he came more.
Yeah, I do too.
I wish he came more. Yeah. I wish we had more dialogue with the administration than we do. That would be my chief criticism of the administration as a whole. Is that there's not enough respectful dialogue back and forth. Right. The challenge we have, though, Stephen, is that if you put all of us in a room together, unfortunately, somebody can't keep their phone off, and we have people who literally record conversations and share them with the press.
Yeah,
and so
nothing off
so
the
that's
record in this town anymore. Is there?
That's exactly right, and that's a problem. But the dialogue with the administration would be helpful. Obviously, tariffs is one of those situations where we need to be having more dialogue about what it's doing to certain industries.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I mean, as you probably know, I've been. And I'm close to Donald Trump, but he gets mad at me because I'm not a big fan of some of his tariffs. But look, the tariffs do have a negative impact on certain industries, and we've seen that in sort of light manufacturing, et cetera. We saw that with the the coffee prices and so on.
Yep.
But overall, it's been a pretty productive year. You guys have done a lot.
It's been a very productive year, and I think the most important thing is what we got done very early, which is the tax bill.
Oh, it's huge.
And so nobody's getting a tax increase January 1.
Yes.
It's just not going to happen. And it's not going to happen because Republicans in the House and the Senate and the President,
Yeah, I mean, and by the way, congratulations. We ran the outside coalition at Unleash Prosperity of all the groups, and I never thought we could get that done by the 4th of July. I just didn't, I've been in this town a long time, and you guys did it. And it was partly because you were all so committed in the House as Republicans, but also Trump just as a force of nature in terms of getting these things done. So congratulations. Yeah. Incidentally, one of the people come up to me all the time and say, hey, I haven't really felt the effect of that tax cut yet. And we have to always remind people it's going to be next year for most people because of the withholding. So they're going to get that tax cut in 2026. Not 2025.
Well, the other side of that coin is they haven't felt the effects of the tax increase they were going to get if we hadn't gotten it done.
That's a really good point.
And so ultimately, it is stopping the tax increase that was coming. Right. And so most people like myself, my taxes are not going to go down from what they were the previous year. But they're not going up to what the Democrats wanted them to go to.
Every Democrat in the House voted for this massive tax increase.
That's right. And if you think about where we are with our economy, we've been very lucky. I mean, recessions do happen. We have not had a recession in a long time. If you wanted to trigger a recession, do to businesses what the Democrats were going to do to businesses in the expiration of the Trump tax
We have
cuts.
about 2 minutes left. I'm talking to Austin Scott, the congressman from Georgia. From Georgia, and I want if you could do three things, if you could wave a wand and change how Congress works or how our policy works, what are the three things that you think are most important to keep our country safe and prosperous?
I would go back to the committee process. I think we should respect the committee process.
Now, what does that mean?
That means that if you're on the Armed Services Committee, you're making the decisions made on the Armed Services Committee that in that committee of jurisdiction. And then the other members that aren't on that committee should respect the work of the committee process.
Because they're experts.
They're the ones that are studying the issues. And then let's make decisions based on facts and not emotion. And then the other things, respect for the 10th Amendment. And let's get, if it's not constitutionally our responsibility, then we should stay out of it.
Yes.
And so, again, education is one of the examples we're talking about right now. Federal Department of Education, we cut political ads at an 8th grade reading level, even though everybody who can vote is 18 years of age. If you want any more proof that the Federal Department of Education has failed in its mission than that, I can't find one. And so let's turn things like
the third?
I would work towards a balanced budget. We don't get there overnight, but a balanced budget would force Congress to actually make the decisions and determine what was a priority and what was not a priority. And simply continuing to spend money today because you spent it yesterday is not very smart.
Well, Congressman, I agree with all of those. Great reforms. Thank you for what you do for the country. Austin Scott, the congressman from Georgia, you've been in for 14
this is my
years.
15th year.
Thank you for your service. And this is the More Money Show. We will be right back.
Thanks for listening to More Money with Steve Moore. You can hear More Money with Steve Moore Saturday afternoons at 1. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.